Pleasant good morning, everyone. My name is Dion Thompson Armstrong, and I'm here to do this video regarding abuse concerning where I was to where I am now based on what I have experienced in my marriage and after my marriage. Um, I met and fell in love with a gentleman whose name I will use as Shadow. We got married in the year 2009 after giving birth to a lovely baby girl. Um, we had different careers, and while he was working with the government, I will keep that confidential. Also, I was working for the cruise line. After a few times aboard the ship, I got injury, and I had to leave, return back to my native home, which is Jamaica. I'm from Portland in the cool community of Belcastle, East Portland. And I was asked by Sana Monique and her husband David Comrie to share to the world that you can so compass or overcome any obstacles and any challenge that you face in your daily life, both women, men, adolescent, teenagers, and children alike, and globally. Abuse is not an easy journey. After we've been through all the ups and downs, and at one point I was threatened that wherever in the world they see me, I will be shot. So I had a seaman visa, and I decided to went to go to the United States Embassy, which I did, and I took my daughter. At the time, she was about 5 years old, and that time the marriage have already separated, and we gone our own separate ways, and I'm still living in the matrimonial home with the children and my other children, which was not his. They all grew up now and become adults and married people and living their life. So there we decide that morning that we're gonna get the visa and we have to migrate somewhere or another, because I could not get any rest, no peace at all, rape, everything that you can think about, and I could not get away from the shadow, which I said I will keep confidential. And then I first migrated to America, start traveling around 2014 back to the United States. I went back home, and I went back home, and I went home. After the death of the shadow mother, there was another problem again in their community with the shadow. And I make up my mind that this time when I come to America, 2018, I will not return to my native land. The land of wood and water, the land that we love, Jamaica, land of beauty, sunshine, lovely beaches, and everything. I give up all of that, coming to a destination that I have no clue where I'm going to, how I'm going to survive with little but $100 in my pocket. My support was from in a family, my siblings and my cousins. I have a few cousins that they were there for me, and um, I did not return when I landed here in October. I started to go through a lot. When I got here, I was undercover, to be honest, doing a job undercover, living indoor, never come out, never know what it's like with 10 people. And you know what that means: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and tea. I have to be there cleaning, cooking, washing, everything, so I could survive. Then I told my story to my manager, and they acquire a lawyer for me. And I get a lawyer, excuse me, taking all my papers with me from where I'd report most of these things to the High Commissioner, and, you know, Police Federation and area councilors in Constant Spring, and I had evidence that I was abused. I got the lawyer. Things went well. Still living in that place. I met another man after 2 years time now. He came by where I was. He was a companion to one of the client that was living at the house, and he decided that he will take me and marry to me for me to get my documentation in America. Anyway, it was going pretty fine until I said pregnant. I got pregnant and then everything changes. One night we had a physical altercation, and I was shoved, and I stepped on the tail of the curtain and I fell right back in the bathroom, hit my back. Didn't know that I lost the baby till the previous morning. I wake up in a pool of blood and I lost my child. But to God be the glory, great things he has done. He drove me to the emergency room. This is where I decide now that I have to report the situation, because we were going through a lot of emotional problem at the time. Financial constraint was my problem because I wasn't working. No money, nothing. I could not survive. I used to have to call my sister in London, and we talk length and breadth, and my older brothers. And they said, bear on, hold on, because you have nowhere to live. And this is American. When I went to New York, my aunts, they would not take me in. 2015, I had to stay by one of my friends. They said they can't even give me a night on the sofa just to send my children to school back in Jamaica. So anyway, long story short, the abuse continued, that I have to get the police involved, and I had my daughter, because she came 2019 to live with us, get her registered in Westgate School. We're living in South Florida, and she has been an athlete all her life. She played football. She was going to Seaside Primary School. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. And things generated that I had to go to 2 para counseling sessions when I get here. I had to go to a private counseling area, which I can't mention because it's not authorized for me to publish those things on live conference. And I did 6 months of counseling under the first evidence of abuse that I came here running away from Jamaica from. The second time, I was sent back again to that same counseling session to deal with my grief, depressed, anger, and my emotional stability, to gain back confidence that I can grow and move on. By November, I got my work permit. All right, we went to court. Before that, we went to court. The judge gave us a month to move out. Didn't have anywhere to go. I was confused. Called my sister like a day. We had 1 day to get out of the apartment because I wasn't on the lease. And then, I have a little child with me. She was 10 at the time, 9 at the time. And I was wondering where we're going to live. But my advocate told me that if we didn't get anywhere, we could live into a shelter all the way in Stewart. And I wasn't agreeing to go to Stewart because my job was right in my vicinity. So the very day I began to cry, and I put my hand on my head and I said, Father God, today is the last day that the judge gave me to leave out of this apartment. Provide for me, make a way for me, and to God be the glory. I went on Facebook Marketplace, and this guy was renting an apartment that he need to sublet. And I called one of my cousins right away, and I said, I will not mention name, as I said. I can use pen name, like I would say, Roy, let's go quickly, because we have to leave tomorrow, with all my stuff packed and in the living room. And we drove over to the guy, and he tell me how much I had to deposit, and I had a portion of money so I could make my deposit and my first rent. And we move in Friday. All I'm saying to anybody that is being abused, any kind of way, physically, emotionally, God will make it possible. There's a way out. and He will stand by you through the trying times when you think that you will not make it and there's no hope. And I know He turned it around for me and He fixed it for me. So He can do it also for you if you just let go and live and let the earth, it's hard to put it behind you. You will have flashback. You will go down memory lane nights when you're by yourself, and you will feel like you're not loved, but God love you. And He gave me the inspiration and the drive to go on, because without Him we are nothing. We are like a ship without a sail. And I am grateful that I met Sana Monique, because I know David before, when I was sitting on Happy Grove School Board as the PTA representative for almost 9 years. I represent Fair Prospect for almost a year. I work with the former principal, Mrs. Martin, acting principal, and then I work with the new principal and the guidance council for a while. I sit on the Belcastle School Board for a little bit, not long, and then I went to Amity Hall, and I sit on the PTA board as their secretary, if I can recall. And I sit on National PTA Councils of Jamaica for 4 years, representing East Portland in Region 2. And I'm telling you that sky is the limit. You can change your life with one step, just a teeny step, and walk away. Leave material things, leave vanity, give up all that you think you won't get back, and you will receive more, because treasures are in heaven. But when God is going to bless you, He's gonna bless you with everything that you think you would not acquire or achieve. And I have achieved so much that I have become a teacher in the state of Florida. Now I'm back in the classroom. I get out for a little bit because, I wasn't doing excess work at night, wasn't sleeping. But I can tell you, you can be your motivator. You can be your own role model. Thus, live up on to your expectation of life and your true self-esteem, and it will mold you and build you, because it said, on Christ the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. I still live alone. I do not remarried my daughter and I, and we're not in a position to say that at times things not rough, because we know, but with Christ everything is possible. He said, to God be the glory, great things He has done. So loved that He gave us His only Son. So to God be the glory, great things He has done, and give us the victory again and again. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and don't lean up onto your own understanding. Join this partnership that Sana Monique and David Comrie is instilling in people or persons who are abused. I went on and I wrote this book to share my story of where I have been and I'm coming from and where I am at now. This is my life journey that speaks about all that I was telling you about, the abuse, the pain, and the hurt. And I am truly inspired to continue to write part two. I went and I wrote a children book, and then I wrote another children book. And because I am a nursing assistant, and I worked throughout the COVID and the pandemic in the hospital, I went on and I wrote this book called The New Awakening. Let people know that God is alive and well, and He's working miracles still. Just look up to heaven, call up to Jesus, and He will fix it for you. I am a survivor of abuse, and I can tell you, I am mold, I am courageous, I am bold, I am brilliant, and I continue on with education because it's the key to success. Gaining a skill, gaining knowledge based on how you can achieve and capitalize on your life. It will help you to develop, and it will also help you to achieve whatever goal you set out to achieve. Today, I am proudly saying that I have made the way possible for me because I did not let that stop me, and I rise above the water, and I can say through Christ I am a survivor. You too can be a survivor. You too can make it through whatever is going on in spite of your situation. God is there for you. Have a great day and enjoy the clip and take great pride in you. Love you first and invest in you. God will fix it for you. Bye now. Have a great day.